Welcome in everyone to the Bolts Pulse YouTube channel. I am so excited to finally start this channel, make some content for you guys, for those diehard Charger fans out there, and new Charger fans as well. A little bit about me. I was born and raised here in San Diego, always been a Chargers fan. I've been through the ups, I've been through the downs. I know there's been a lot more downs as of recently than ups, but I have a lot of faith in this new front office that we have, especially with Jim Harbaugh coming in and Joe Ortiz. I'm really excited, and today was just the first day of free agency. I have some things to say about this free agency so far, so we'll talk about it in this video. But man, I'm really excited to bring you guys this channel. Thank you to the owner of Bolts Pulse for letting me run this channel as well, and have my free will with making content and all that type of stuff. So I can't wait to bring that content to you guys, for you guys to enjoy, whether you're driving and listening, you're eating and listening, whatever you may be doing. Sit back, relax, grab a little snack, watch the video, and don't forget to subscribe as well. All right, guys, so let's dive in right into some of the signings we made today. We'll start with the biggest one so far that I think was the most popular signing, Najee Harris. I'm really excited about this signing, and I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on it. Najee is a very, very talented player still and very capable, and I do like the contract as well. Not too expensive. It's kind of right in that like average market value for a running back. And I think we didn't overpay him. We didn't underpay him. I think it was just right. 1 year deal, see how he does with this offense. And I think if he does well, bring him on for another year. But I think it's a great chance for us to, see how he looks in this offense, for him to prove himself as well. He's coming from that AFC North where, they play really hard football. He's that tough running back. I feel like he's just that mold that Harbaugh wants as a running back. He's experienced. I know a lot of people were saying that we should get a running back to the draft, and I think that we still will. But I think having Najee Harris as that guy this year at least is going to be a great option for us, and someone that we can actually hand the ball off to a lot, throughout the game, instead of trying to rely on giving the ball to J.K. Dobbins 20 times a game. So I think we can easily give Najee, 20 touches a game, and he can be that bell cow back for us for at least just this year. And again, if he doesn't do good, we let him walk. But if he does good, we can easily re-sign him for another 2 years. So I'm really happy with that signing. Before they made that signing, I was like, man, what are we doing? We're not even making any moves. We let Poona Ford walk. I'm like, bro, we got to make a move. But I was actually happy that we made that move. And he was someone that was hoping that we would sign as well. So I'm really glad that we did sign him. And now we do have, him, Hassan Haskins, and Kamani Vidal in that running back room. And I would not be surprised if we do draft a running back within the first 3 rounds, whether that's Amarian Hampton in the first round. You could maybe even get a Cam Scatterbo in the 3rd round. It's a very deep running back class. So I like this move by the front office and Joe Ortiz. All right, so let's get on the defensive side of the ball. We signed Dante Jackson. I believe it was a good signing. I'm not 100% sure with his game. I haven't studied his game yet, but I did talk to some Steelers fans, and they said he's like 50-50. He has some good games, he has some bad games, but I hope he fits well in this Jesse Minter defense. A lot of guys, they tend to fit in different schemes and different defenses, so we just got to see how he fits in the Charger defense with Jesse Minter. And I believe in this front office. I believe that they're going to make the right moves to make this team good and make this defense continuously good as they were last year. Some guys that we did let walk, Poona Ford, I was actually pretty mad that we let him walk because he played so good for us, but he was a little bit more expensive, and I don't think this front office was willing to pay him that. I know he went to the Rams too, so it's like, we lost Poona Ford, but at the same time, at least we got Teair Tart back. I was happy about that because he did play well as well. So that's a good signing that we had as well. One that I'm a little iffy about, that I'm like, I don't know, man. Bradley Bozeman coming back. I felt like he got cooked last year. So I don't, man, I'm a little iffy on that one. So we'll see how he does. Maybe he gets a little better. I wasn't. That was a little confusing to me, man. I thought we were gonna at least maybe sign a free agent center or draft a free agent center, or sorry, not a free agent set, draft a free agent center, but draft a center. We could still draft one, and maybe they're signing Bozeman for him to be that mentor for that new center coming in because he is a vet, but. I was just a little confused on that. I didn't really like that signing from Joe Ortiz, but it is what it is. I have faith in this front office, so let's keep rolling with the punches. We still have a long day two of free agency tomorrow, and there's still a lot of great free agents that this team can pick up. I know today they weren't as active, but we did sign two people, man. It's not like we weren't active, you know. We did let some guys walk. Joshua Palmer signed with the Bills. Obviously, I just said Puna Ford signed with the Rams. Who else walked today? There wasn't too many other guys that walked today, I think, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Some guys that I do think that we can still sign / trade for. I really wanted DK, but I think looking back on it now, I'm kind of glad that we didn't trade for him because he was really expensive, and especially for his age, I just don't like that. I think it was a 5-year contract, man. Like that's, 29 years old, 5-year contract for a wide receiver that's kind of injury plagued is a little crazy. I know it's DK Metcalf. He's a great player, but man, that's a big contract for a long time. So I don't think the Chargers were willing to give that up. I heard we offered a 3rd-round pick, which I'm actually think like that's actually like a good offer. And that second is just a little too much because you're giving away a 2nd-round pick and you have to pay the man, a 5-year, what was it, like $150 million contract. So it's like, is it really worth it at that point? But I believe in this front office. I believe that they're going to get a wide receiver tomorrow. And those are some guys that I have listed down right here in my notes that I think we can pick up. For starting off with Stefon Diggs, man. I know he's coming off that ACL tear, but he is a reliable target. He is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL when he is playing, and he can play that outside boundary X wide receiver. I wouldn't mind bringing him on, not an expensive deal, especially since he is just coming off that injury. It's a torn ACL, man. He's a little bit older too. So maybe like a 1-year deal, 15 million, maybe around the 18, maybe. I don't know if they would do 18, but I'd be comfortable with like a 1-year, $15 million contract, bringing Stefon Diggs in and having Ladd McConkey, man. If you're a corner and you see Stefon Diggs and Ladd McConkey, that's kind of scary. That's kind of a scary little duo. And maybe in the draft we get a third, a solid 3rd wide receiver. I don't even want to have Quentin Johnston in that starting role. He can just be a backup for us. I don't trust him. It's just like, man, you had all this time, all this season to work with some great coaches to get better as a wide receiver, and he just hasn't, man. He has the frame, the build, but it's just he just doesn't have it, man. So I think we'll be, pushing him down the depth chart. And I definitely think in this draft we should draft the number 3 wide receiver, but again, Ladd McConkey, he's not that number 1, but he's like a 1B, if you know what I'm saying. And we could sign that other guy, hopefully whether it's, Stefon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Cooper Kupp, that can be that 1A. So they kind of trade off with each other. Ladd McConkey can have 8 catches one game, and then the other guy have 4. And then the other guy have 8 catches and Ladd McConkey have 4. So they can kind of switch on and off. Just depends on what defense they're playing. But let's get into it. Keenan Allen, man, I miss him. I miss my guy. I miss Keenan Allen. He was such a reliable target for Herbert, and it felt like he was always getting open. And I know he's more of a slot guy like McConkey is, but I feel like he can still play on the perimeter too. So I wouldn't mind bringing back Keenan on a cheaper deal, maybe like a 1 to 2 year deal. That's $10 million a year. Bring him in and just have him back and retire a Charger. Another guy is Cooper Kupp that recently got released, and if I think it's a post June 1st cut, so he can also be traded. Like probably give up like a 7th-round pick for him if we do trade for him. But I wouldn't mind Cooper Kupp either, man. I know he's a little bit more injury plagued, but I think he'd be still a great option for this team. A reliable target, a guy who can get open. Like I said with Stefon Diggs, if you see, Cooper Kupp and Ladd McConkey, them white boys aren't going to get open, man. So I would love to see that as well. But those are kind of like the top 3 guys. I know Darius Slayton got re-signed today with the Giants. I was looking forward to maybe us signing him because he is a solid wide receiver and a little bit more on the cheaper side. It was like, I think 12 million a year, but these are the options we have looking forward to going into tomorrow. Some other guys more on the offensive line because I know we got Bradley Bozeman back, but I thought we were going to upgrade that position, and we still have freaking Trey Pipkins at guard and freaking Zion Johnson at guard. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's the winning blueprint to protect Justin Herbert. So some guys I have listed down here that are still free agents that we can sign tomorrow are Will Fries, Mekhi Becton, Kevin Zeitler, And one that had maybe on that list was Brandon Streff. I think that's how you say his last name. But we'll start with Mekhi Becton, my personal favorite free agent that I think we should sign because, he's good in pass protection, yeah, but he's a mauler in the run game. And man, imagine, we're running a power O and you put Mekhi Becton on that right guard and he's pulling and you see Mekhi Becton and Najee Harris right behind him, man. Like that's like a power offense. That's, if you need 3 yards, you're going to get those 3 yards with those two guys at least. So, I think we should really make a push to sign him, whether it's a 2-3 year deal. I would love, and he's not too old either. I would love to see Mekhi Becton as a Charger, because it didn't work really well at tackle, but in Philly they put him at guard, and I think it worked pretty well. I mean, man, they had one of the best offensive lines in the whole league and won the Super Bowl. And Saquon had one of the most craziest seasons running behind Mekhi Becton. So I would love to see Mekhi back on, come to LA and be on the offensive line. Another guy that I have on here that's more of a veteran is Kevin Zeitler. He was with Baltimore when Joe Ortiz was there as well. I think that Zeitler would be a great plug and fit into that guard position. And not just that, but a veteran presence that is much needed on this offensive line. Imagine, Kevin Zeitler mentoring Joe Alt and, with Bozeman calling out blitzes and reading defenses. I think that would be very important for this offense. Another guy that's still a free agent, and I know that we didn't re-sign Poona Ford, but man, Jonathan Allen is still sitting there. I know he's going to go visit Minnesota, but that doesn't mean that he's signing with them. It's very likely, but man, if we can somehow swoop in and pick him up on like a nice deal, I would absolutely love that, man. I would not be mad at that at all. And you can have Thule, Jonathan Allen, Tier Tart, and Khalil Mack on that offense, on that defensive line. That would be absolutely amazing, and I think it would be one of the best defensive lines in the NFL. I love also us re-signing Khalil Mack on that 1 year deal. I wish we'd maybe got him for a 2 year deal or three, maybe have him retire a Charger, but who knows what plans they have in the books for him. Maybe we draft an edge rusher and have him develop under Khalil, and then next year let Khalil walk and have that edge rusher start for us next year in their sophomore season. But a guy that I think that we could also trade for, because we still have a lot of cap space. We haven't spent a lot. And I'm looking at the depth chart right here on defense. We have Dante Jackson on that left corner. And then we have Tarheeb still in the nickel. And I don't really like Jasir Taylor, but Jasir Taylor backing up Tarheeb still in that nickel spot. But, our right corner, we don't have anyone. Christian Fulton's a free agent. Asante Samuel Jr. is a free agent. The only guy we have at corner is Dean Leonard, and I don't think that's going to work. So a guy that I wouldn't mind us trading for is Jair Alexander, man. That would be a great pickup. You have Dante Jackson on one side. You have Jair Alexander on the other. I just believe that would be a great pickup for this defense, and you can rely. I know Jair Alexander has been injured a lot, but you can have Cam Hart back him up, man. And if Cam Hart has to step in and be that corner on that boundary, I'm very confident in him to do that as well. So I know Jair Alexander is a little bit more pricey, but man, we have money to spend. We have the second most, and I feel like we didn't really make a ton of big moves today. And we, look at New England. They spent money today and they literally stole Milton Williams from the Panthers. Like, I feel like we should, take a little shot, man. Like, why not? We have money to spend. Just do it. Send them a 6th-round pick, man. Just send it to them. Get Jair Alexander, have Dante Jackson, have Tarheeb Still, Derwin James, Alohi Gilman, man. Me just saying that is already like, oh my gosh, that's a good ass, secondary right there. So that kind of wraps up this free agency so far. Guys that I was looking at that I think we can sign. Maybe there's some more other guys that we could. Some guys that I do want us to re-sign at least is Denzel Perryman and Troy Dye. I feel like that linebacker room needs to stay together, and we can get them on cheap deals, man. They're not too expensive, so might as well re-sign them. Another guy that I do think we should re-sign, maybe even just keep on the practice squad, is Tony Jefferson. At least bring him back, and then kind of like let the rest of the roster fill out, through the draft. So I think also we might be in the mix for Jameis Winston, because Justin Herbert's the only quarterback on this roster right now, and you never know. It's always good to have a good backup quarterback, and Jameis Winston, he's a good backup, man. He's a vet, and if we need him to step in, I truly believe he can step in and play decent. I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback or a good quarterback, but for a backup quarterback, he's good. So I think we should bring him in as well. And who knows if we re-sign JK? They might bring him back on a small deal, but I just think that we're gonna let him walk and really bring in a running back in the draft. And I think we're gonna get one of these wide receivers tomorrow, whether it's Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, or Cooper Kupp. I think we get at least one of them because this front office knows that we need weapons dearly. So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll make another video once kind of free agency settling down and we've made some more moves and whatnot, and then we'll really get into the draft, which I'm really excited about. I think this is a great class. A lot of people are kind of underestimating this class, but you have those couple of blue chip guys, and then it kind of falls off a little bit. But from that late round to the rest there's a lot of talent that can come out into this draft. So let's have some fun, man. Let's keep going. Please subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to be pumping out content. It's my first time doing this, so I'm still getting used to the hang of things. But yeah, man, hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.